Moorish American. Fight for the rights of every human. I am a Moorish American. Fight for what's right. Fight for your life.
What you mean you don't know your nationality? All you gotta do is follow true Ali. Ain't no Negro, black, any human.
I wanna be your friend. Peace and love. Let me be your friend. Peace and love. I said you ain't never met a more like me, and you ain't never ever gonna meet one again. Now let me be your friend. Peace and love. Let me be your friend. Peace and love. I said you ain't never.
It's a battle out there. You see him coming. You hear the sirens, the blaring, the trumpets are humming. The Fahrenheit, they 60 degrees with you, Ali. He bring out the sword of justice and peace there be. You can't fight fire with fire. You gotta have water, water is the truth. I splash it wholehearted on the front line.
So it's a blessing to rise and give all praises to the great God, the Almighty, the source from which we all come. Allah. Lord will breathe His Spirit into each and every one of us and allowed us to exercise that this morning when we opened our eyes, when we rolled out of bed. I hope that we all were thinking about Allah when we were carrying out our daily routine or our daily motions. We get up, we might go look in the bathroom mirror and hopefully you're looking for Allah. You know, we got to look into the face of man and see the image of Allah who speaks within. And that begins with self.
That's right.
So look into the mirror and remind yourself, Allah is within me.
Wow.
That will allow you to start your day in a more positive light.
That's right.
When you're walking and you're knowing that Allah is within me. Sometimes you got to remind yourself that every attribute of Allah, just like the potencies, it's all within me.
That's right.
Although we have 99 names that we are familiar with or that we can comprehend on this plane, remember Allah is incomprehensible. So Allah is within me. When you look into the mirror and you tell yourself Allah is within me, look, you feel unstoppable. You feel like there's no barriers that's going to hold you back. There's nothing that's going to allow you to descend to evil or to meanness. In that moment when you realize Allah is within me. So I ask you all to acknowledge the fact that Allah is within you. And then you look at your brother or your sister and you say, Allah is within them too. Because then we can function in a certain manner. And we can do as our scripture tells us to do, and dare not to descend to evil or to meanness. And it's deep because it's difficult. It's a battle. It's a fight. And sometimes before you even know it, you done went there. And it's like, whoa, where did that come from? This is why we got to study self.
That's right.
That's exactly why we're here. So before I go into my demonstration for this evening, boys, I just wanted to give just a few friendly reminders. Praise Allah, this is our holy place, boys. This is our sanctuary right here. The entire temple is functioning in a certain manner right now. Why? Because we're on the time of Allah. We're on the time of the Prophet. This is the Prophet's time. We're not going to defraud him thereof. You know? But he paid thee for them. The Prophet, he done gave you lessons that made you a new man. He made you a new woman. He made our children obedient. So if the Prophet did all of this, he gave us these lessons that allowed us to do all of these things. Listen, he paid us for this time right now. So right now, we got to give this time to Allah. We got to give honors to the Prophet. And we got to respect the temple more. So just a friendly reminder, this middle room upstairs, when you first walk upstairs into the hall, that area, Moors, we have a message from the Grand Sheikh in regards to that area. It says, Islam, hear ye all concerned. This room, meaning the middle room upstairs, is not to be occupied during meeting times. If you are requested to leave this area and refuse to comply by remaining or ignoring the request, you will be requested to leave. The house of Allah is not a place to hang out. All members and visitors are to be in the sanctuary downstairs or the overflow room to view the meeting on video. For safety concerns, children are to be monitored at all times and not be left alone. Thank you from Grand Sheikh A. Hopkins-Bey. And it gave you directions as far as the areas where we should be in during our meeting times. Now we can talk a little bit about how we should be conducting ourselves in those areas where we're supposed to be meeting. Although you may not be in front of the entire temple, you may not be in the sanctuary area. Listen, we talked about how we're dealing with salvation. Right now, we don't want to play with nobody's salvation. And you never know when somebody will hear that one word that will change the entire course of their life or allow them to overcome whatever struggle that they're going through. And listen, one word can do it, and that word can be a word that we use often. It can be Islam. But that word can be said in a certain tone, with a certain vibration, or a certain spirit may just come up out of them at that particular time. So even when we're in the overflow room, boys, we're paying attention. We're directing our attention fully to the live feed. The live feed should be the only thing we're focusing on. Unless we're redirecting children and showing them by our example to redirect to the live feed, then nothing should be going on outside of that. There should be no idle talk, no just general conversations. We should not be talking about the playoffs last night. None of that. We shouldn't be talking about Dance with the Stars or whatever the Moors want to talk about that you can talk about off of the Prophet's time. Listen, it's all about Allah, the Prophet, and the Moorish Science Temple of America, and the impact that this has had on your life. Take a seat. Take a seat. Take a seat. So praise Allah, Moors. That was just a friendly reminder of the previous instructions that we received. Now, I just wanted to talk about appreciation for the temple. This is a sacred place. I know many of you can bear witness to the fact that this changed your life. I mean, people recognize the change and you're like, you're totally different. Your conversation is different. You won't gossip with me no more. You won't go to the club with me no more. People recognize those changes in you. And it's a blessing to make those changes. Whatever changes that you have made, it's all a part of your unfolding process. So praise Allah for that. Of course, the only Savior of the world is what? Love. Love. Who came to manifest that?
Jesus.
All right. Prophet Moorish Ali did. He also did it as Jesus, though.
Right.
Jesus, the Son of Allah, he was sent to manifest love to men that we may comprehend.
Wow.
Prophet Moorish Ali, surely Jesus come again, so I agree.
Wow.
What was it? Prophet instructed us to look for the best in others.
Wow.
To give them the best that is in you.
Wow.
Even if you struggle to see the best that's within others, it's still our duty to give them the best that is within you.
Wow.
Why? Because the pure in heart will love and not demand love in return.
Wow.
At times, we read these laws, we go over these laws, we go over these lessons. I don't want it to be just for granted, more just to be haphazardly going over it. We're supposed to be trying to employ it. This is a special temple, Moors. It's a special temple due to the foundation that was laid on August 3rd, 1928, when Prophet Moorish Ali, with the staff of Sheikh, set aside temple number 11. This is a special temple.
Yes, it is.
Because it's one of the Prophet's originals.
Praise Allah.
And if the Prophet said love is the only Savior of the world, listen, we got to model the desired effect.
Yes.
We got celebrities in the house, Moors. We got brother T. Johnson Bey, a.k.a. Taharka Bey, in the house, Moors. This brother is the host of Moorish World TV. And he can tell you some things about the state of the Moorish nation right now. And I'm talking about across so-called grand body lines. He can tell you about the state of the Moorish nation. Many of you have not been tainted with it because you've been only accustomed to coming to this particular temple. However, there is still division that exists in the minds of some throughout the Moorish nation. If we're going to give remedy to this illusion of division, because you gotta have to know your lower self, right? You gotta know your lower self. Study your lower self. He who knows well his lower self knows the illusions of the world, knows the things that pass away. So these lines of division, this is illusion. It's going to pass away. However, somebody has to be the example for that. Somebody has to be the example to show how we can work together, although we may sit in different locations, or although our ideology is for the most part the same. However, we may differ on a few different things of how we interpret it. Listen. It takes somebody to demonstrate that and to show that, listen, you're still my brother, you're still my sister, I love you, and we can work together. That's right. Boys, vanity is strong. I mean, even beyond fear. Fear, he's bold enough to claim, behold, I sit unrivaled therein. But even when he's saying that, he's demonstrating vanity. Why? Because he thinks he's the one. So even in fear, you can't even see yourself. Man, Moors, we gotta get rid of it. I mean, ego can destroy. Ego is a source of destruction.
That's right.
Ego is a source of destruction, Moors. Listen, this is a small temple. This is a small temple. Sometimes it's difficult for us to vibrate in a certain manner with those that are closest to us. Why? Because those that's closest to you get a glimpse of that other self when it comes out. And at times we hold that against one another. Don't hold it against one another when you see your brother or sister struggle. If you see them in that struggle, listen, it's your job to help. It's your job to lend your hand. Your hand is a miracle. Stretch it to the assistance of your brother.
Praise Allah.
Listen. These are the basic lessons that we receive by coming in. However, it's difficult to demonstrate when we don't condition ourselves to demonstrate like that. This is a small temple, but this is a mighty temple. We're able to do some mighty things. The prophet was talking to us when he talked about, dare the children to dare do wondrous things. Boys, you were the babes and yet born. You were them. We were them. All of us. Even our elders in here today, they were the young and yet born at that time when the prophet made those statements. Boys, we gotta get in tune with love.
That's right.
But we can't demonstrate love until we demonstrate purity. When we're talking to one another, when we communicate, we gotta watch our tone, boys. We have to watch our tone. If you don't watch your tone, listen, at times you think that you're doing what's right. Where she often speaks about how if you say something with a certain vibration behind it, you might be speaking some facts. But it seeks to be truth because truth is all is Allah. Allah is love. If you're not demonstrating it in a certain way, nobody should walk away from somebody else and feeling belittled or feeling demeaned. Nobody should walk away from any meeting in this temple feeling that way. And if you see that they're feeling that way, don't just turn a blind eye and say that's that lower self. Don't just turn a blind eye to it and say that. Listen, it's your duty to be an example. Reach out, brother and sister, how can I help? Or brother and sister, I didn't mean it that way. Or maybe we can look at it like this. Or how do you think we can improve this next time? Or if I see you struggling with yourself, listen, Moors, it is a disservice to the Moorish nation if I look at you and say, that's your lowest self, bro. I told y'all that was a lowest self. You see, they always in their luck. They always got an attitude. Look at them. Look at how they move. Look, just watch them. Now you fail to cease. You cease to look for the best in others and to give them the best that's within you. Because you're a whole lot better than that. We have some mighty spirits that are here, and I don't think we really comprehend. Listen, we have some wonderful, pure Moors here. We got some beautiful children. These children can demonstrate the lessons. But we have Moors that came in, they only been here for a year and they stepping up in a certain way. We got Moors that been here for 10 years, or 13 years, or 20 years that been doing the same thing consistently, showing up. We gotta show love and respect and honor for that. And Moors, if you feel like anybody getting on your nerves in the temple, that's something that you got to take up with yourself. You can't sit back and say, oh, that's they love self. No, you got a self to work on too.
That's right.
We all do.
That's right.
Look, I want somebody, whoever don't have broken blades, stand up. Show the side of Islam.
Come on.
You don't got no broken blades, show the side of Islam just so we can see who you are. I want to know who I'm among. If you ain't got no broken blade, show the sign of Islam. You got that lower self in check 24/7, show the sign of Islam. Let me see. Show me what you demonstrate. If that's you, I'm gonna respect it. I'm gonna give you honor. And I'm not gonna say it's not you. But I'm just saying, before you answer it, remember sincerity. Our tongue and our heart can't be forever at variance. So we gotta watch out. If you're gonna say that that's you, listen, there's some things that you gotta demonstrate. There's some things that you gotta demonstrate, a vibration that you gotta allow to be felt. Everyone in here has had a moment where you might have not chose the best words to use, or you might have done something to somebody which may have not even been intentional, but you might have hurt somebody's feelings. We gotta acknowledge that we have feelings.
Come on.
We have feelings. We have to acknowledge that. But you gotta look and realize, listen, if anything was to happen, you on the battlefield with these people right here.
Yes. Yes.
Every time you give some negativity to your brother or sister that's been here toiling with you, it's like shooting yourself in the foot.
Yep.
Come on. We got enough of that going on.
That's right.
It's enough of it.
That's right.
Islam.
I love my memories, boys. I love
Praise
it.
Allah.
Listen, Sister El Foster Baby will call me 20 times a week. And many of those times I don't get to answer the phone. But when I do get to answer the phone, she wants to tell me something, like I'm thinking something's wrong or something. She called me 4 or 5 times in a row. I'm like, I'm at work. All right, well, I get a sister a call. Yeah, I'm sitting here playing with my cat. Or, yeah, I just got a new rabbit. Or, I'm sitting here playing my piano. I'm practicing my piano. Listen, out of all the people in your phone, you chose to call me.
I love you.
I love you too.
Praise the Lord.
See, but you know what? In that moment, sometimes I'm gonna be honest, sister. In that moment, sometimes I have to remind myself that I love you. I have to remind myself that you're not doing anything wrong or contrary to what we should be doing. I love you, and you love me, and I know for the fact because you called. Yeah. Brother A. King Kearney Bay. He sends you a text message every day, probably 4 or 5 times a day, speaking different languages and stuff. I'm like, brother, I can't even interpret this. But I know it doesn't come from a place of hate.
Right.
I know he's not like, yo, I'm just gonna get on this mo nerve, just sit there and let me throw Monkey Rich in his game. He does translate it like
At 4 in the morning.
Listen, it's from a place of love, though. It may be 4 in the morning. I may have just put the baby to sleep. Me and my wife probably just got the baby to sleep at 3:30. And he called at 4 o'clock. I sent a message. It's all right, though. It's coming from a place of love. So I have to look at the intent of what he's doing. You have to consider people's intentions. Allah alone knows our hearts. He knows our thoughts and determination before it's made. Listen, for years, Brother Seward, Brother A. Seward, he would sit right here. He'll sit in Sunday school, and questions will be going over, and he's going to answer them loud and wrong all the time. That's my brother. I love him. In the beginning, it was a struggle. But I had to get over myself. And listen, this is not to put nobody on the spot. This is being sincere and honest. But I love my boys because guess what? That's the same brother who, when we was traveling to Baltimore, Brother T. Riedel caught a flat tire. This one was out there working as if it was his car. And trying to keep the boys out of traffic.
That's right.
So why can't I remember those moments when I'm having general conversations with boys in the temple? Why can't I remember those things? Call remembrance to your age. Listen, Moors. We got Moors that make so many sacrifices in here, Moors. Anytime somebody fall out and your health is a little down, we have Sister B. Hopkins-Bey right here. Listen, Sister B. Hopkins-Bey, Brother A. Seward, Sister A. Lattimore Bay, all of the Moors.
That's right.
It's a blessing to have you here.
That's right.
There has been times when Moors were demonstrating and they just didn't feel it at that time and they literally passed out up here on multiple occasions. It's a blessing to have health professionals in here that know what to do and that are not scared to jump into action.
That's right.
Well, if I pass out, I got.
We're not going to put that going on. But I'm just acknowledge the good that's within each other, Moors. Moors, if you need a laugh, I know you can go to Sister T. Hopkins-Bey. I know you got a smile for everybody, right? I know you have some type of joke.
You laugh too.
You see that? Hey, Mo, the grand sheik just got up to give me some water. The grand sheik in the temple.
There we go.
He didn't say one of y'all, hey, Mo, Mufti, come on, go get some water. That's humility right there.
That's right.
That's an example that I need.
That's right.
It's something that I learned from each and every one of you.
Right.
It's something, and I need you, regardless of what. Like I said, it's about working on myself. I need you.
Come on.
I need you.
Come on.
And if you're sacrificing, Prophet Jesus told them to, take that gift of grain and he told them to take that gift of meat. He didn't say, y'all supposed to be vegetarians and we only make people as vegetarians. He said, take your gift of grain of meat, and he said, lay it on the table of the poor.
That's right.
From it, an incense will arise.
That's right.
Moors, we gotta set some incense on fire. Moors, if we expect to be successful, we gotta light some incense.
Praise
This is
God.
love. No more should be demeaned for their contribution. It's enough work for all to do. And listen, we know Act 7.
Listen.
We know Act 7.
Listen.
We know we're supposed to be a partnership for all uplifting acts.
That's right.
Everybody's not going to be there for every act. And everybody's not going to do every act. However, the way that you become a part of it, give your positive vibration. Give your positive thoughts. Show some love. Show some appreciation for whoever's making the sacrifice. It don't matter. It's too many times. Right now we're talking about business. It's too many times, Young Men's Business League, Sisters on Zoom, or whatever other meeting that we have, that somebody bring up an idea, and we receive so much opposition. It's like, what is going on? Or fish fry fundraising. It's difficult to get Moors to volunteer to do certain things. Moors, the prophet, he talked about condemning certain things, but not giving it the proper support. How can we do that?
That's right.
And if it's beneficial for the temple, isn't it beneficial for you?
Yes.
That's
Moors,
right.
come on, listen. Only reason I'm talking like this is because I love you, Moors, man. And I hope and pray that you love me too, but I'll probably get on some of your nerves too. It's all right. It's all right. Look. That's the basic lesson. Learn to love and serve to hate, which implies that it's a process. And you're most weak when you seem most strong. So even if you're one of those people that I love everybody, you still got work to do. You still got work to do. Because listen, this is an individual or somebody that you got to struggle with. Why? Because these are our life songs that we're working out. So yeah, you may love majority, but listen, some people we got to struggle with. And we got to be honest. Some of our personalities clash a little bit. Why? Because we don't fully know ourselves. There's work to be done. But love conquers all. Love is the only savior of the world. My brothers and sisters make sacrifices, and when they make sacrifices, whether they know it or not, they do it on my behalf. I love you for that, and I thank you for that. Praise the Lord. I don't want to take up too much of it. This time, boys, I'm going to take a reading from the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Circle 7, divinely prepared by the noble prophet Drew Ali, by the guiding of his father God, Allah, the great God of the universe, to redeem man from his sinful, the fallen stage of humanity back to the highest plane of life of his father God, Allah. Going to page 15. It's chapter 9. These are the divine instructions from the Holy Prophet. Jesus attends a feast of Bahar, and here he taught human equality. Going over to page 15, instruction 22. The pure in heart do not accuse. That statement right there takes us directly to Act 3, Morris. The pure in heart do not accuse. The vile in heart who want to cover up their guilt with holy smoke of piety are ever-loathing drunkards, thieves, and Cartesians. This loathing and the scorn is mockery. For if the tinsel coat of reputation could be torn away, the loud professor would be found to revel in his lust, deceit, and many forms of secret sin. The man who spends his time in pulling other people's weeds can have no time in pulling his own. And all the choicest flowers of life will be choked and die, and nothing will remain but darnel, thistles, and burdens. And Jesus spoke a parable. He said, behold, a farmer had great fields of ripened grain. And when he looked, he saw that blades of many stalks of wheat were bent and broken down. And when he sent his reapers forth, he said, we will not save the stalks of wheat that have the broken blades. Go forth and cut and burn the stalks with broken blades. And after many days, he went to measure up his grain, but not a kernel could he find. And then he called the harvesters and said to them, where's my grain? They answered him and said, we did according to your word. We gathered up and burned the stalks with broken blades, and not a stalk was left to carry to the barn. And Jesus said, if Allah saves only those who have unbroken blades, who have been perfected in his sight. Who will be saved? And the accusers hung their heads in shame, and Jesus went his way. Praise Allah. How the Moors feel? Moors, sir. What's the vibration? High, sir. Who made you? Allah. Who is Allah? Allah is the Father of the universe. Can we see him? No. Where's the nearest place we can meet him? In our hearts. Praise Allah.
Why is it hard to understand? He was divinely prepared.
Dear Prophet Noble Drew Ali, Brother D. Lewis ill, please pardon me. But I just wanted to write you this letter since I started.